Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to this reading. My name is Zane, and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Scorpio for the week of February 24th. Now, Scorpio, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, Scorpio, I do not offer personal readings. So if you get a message from someone, they are trying to scam you. They are impersonating me, so please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and see what we have going on here for you. And if you watch my content regularly, or even if this is the first time you're watching me, please do hit that subscribe button. It helps my channel grow in a big way. So let me make sure everything's in view, and we'll get right into it. All right. Looks pretty good to me, Scorpio, I have to say. All right. Good enough to me, I think. Energy on the bottom. You have the Three of Cups. So Three of Cups talks about your social circle. It talks about your group of friends or even your community that you're a part of. And so right now you may be dealing with a situation in your social circle. I have to say that. Ultimately, I do feel like maybe there's a conflict, and I also feel like there's a peaceful resolution. All right. So I'm not saying this is doom and gloom. I just see some conflict cards here, which is why I'm saying that, but we'll have to see how the reading unfolds. So some of you may be already dealing with that. If you haven't been dealing with that, you might not at all. Okay, so just keep that in mind. What this could mean is if your social circle is great, your friends are great, your family's great, all of that, everything's going well, then what this could mean is that you may need to have a little bit of fun. And in fact, I think this might be the message that resonates with most people. It might be time for you to have some fun, Scorpio. And the reason being is it looks like you also have this card of hard work here as well. And it looks like some of you have been spending time putting conscious energy towards manifestations coming true, all of these sorts of things. But what is life without enjoying a little bit of our hard work? And that's the message that I feel like saying to you. There is, I think, a small percentage of you that has there's like another storyline here where a small percentage of you are maybe dealing with a challenge within a group situation. And I do feel like that's maybe also the case. But anyway, getting into this right away in the middle, you have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is a really nice card to find. This is all about financial independence in your life. This can say that you have grown something here that is providing for you over and over again. You can see that the bush is growing pentacles, but also flowers. And in other interpretations of the card, the flowers are actually fruits. And so you can think of this bush as something that offers this Nine of Pentacles person, you could say, sustainability, right? It gives them food, it gives them money, all of these sorts of things, right? And that's this idea of the Nine of Pentacles, having worked hard to attain your freedom, to attain your financial independence. And it can also say enjoying a little bit of life's luxuries. Because again, what is hard work without enjoying it a little bit, right? And that is definitely the case here. So this is kind of an energy of treating yourself. But obviously we're in this Mercury retrograde, so it doesn't mean like spend lavishly or anything like that, or spend money you don't have, but you might want to just give back to yourself in some way. This could be as simple as going to your favorite restaurant, calling your favorite friend, or calling one of your best friends, I should say, and watching your favorite movie, or doing something like that at this time. So in the past, you have the Hierophant, the Seven of Swords, and the World. The Hierophant here is all about your organizations, okay? So again, this can be an organization that you're a part of, such as a religious group, a church, a spiritual organization, or the place that you work. It can be your business or the place that you work. It can also represent mentors, anything that's traditional as well. And even so, with that, it can represent conformity, conforming to a traditional way of being. You can view the Hierophant as Pope energy. It can also be a Taurus person. But I feel like there might, for some of you, it can also, along with all of that, might as well just get through it. The Hierophant can also represent marriage, if I have not already said that. And so there could be something here with an organization for some of you, and this might just be the place that you socialize. All right. And for others of you, I feel like some of you have spent time like being a real 9-to-5er, or just like a really hardworking, traditional, old school type of person. Like you've been taking an old school approach to something is kind of what I'm feeling here. You have this 7 of Swords, which can represent deception or betrayal. And this is what I'm saying here with the 3 of Cups and the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. I don't love that combination. I'm going to be real with you. I don't know if there was cheating or something like this that happened if you're here for relationships. I feel like this has already happened, just to be clear. I'm not foretelling this. I feel like this has already happened. But the 7 of Swords can also say, but it could also mean that like somebody in your social circle or your social group in this case, or even your workplace, is maybe talking about you or spreading rumors or something. I see that come in oftentimes, but a more positive way of looking at the 7 of Swords is maybe that you need to take a clever approach to something in your life. Like you might need to take the back exit or something like that. Like find a unique way to solve a problem at this time. The World can also, you now have the World here as well, which can represent the completion of a cycle or something coming to an end. It's really about endings and new beginnings, because it says, yes, you're completing a cycle, but also what can you do to prepare yourself for the next cycle that's inevitably coming? So definitely interesting things here. There's been like a big energy for you in the past year with the World, the 7 of Swords, and the Hierophant. There's no doubt about it. And it may have even resulted in something ending. But ultimately, I think this ending here, because look at this diagonal, the World, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Wands, is leading you into a really nice direction. And I'm going to get into that now. So you have the Knight of Swords, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Swords here in your current situation. So this Knight of Swords is all about impulsivity, potentially. It can also mean taking action, just you needing to seize the day, needing to take action on the things you need to take action on, communicating clearly, having a lot of ideas, maybe even like innovating in some ways. I get this energy of like taking a clever approach here with the 7 of Swords and the Knight of Swords coming in for you for whatever reason. And it could be to solve a problem here. I think some of you are going to solve a problem in an untraditional way with the Hierophant showing up as well. Or it may just be different than what you're used to doing, or you're solving it in a different way for you, right? That's kind of what I'm also seeing here. Now, you also have this 3 of Swords below, which is a card of heartbreak, okay? It can be divorce, separation, breakup. It can also be anything that breaks your heart. And you have it here with the 7 of Swords, the 5 of Wands, and the 3 of Cups, which is just not a great combination for me if for some of you with the social circle, especially throw in the Hierophant as well, which can represent an organization. And so the reality is that even if you have not gone through a breakup, finding out that someone you trusted talks about you, like that's a very challenging situation to deal with. And so there's something like that going on here. I'll be interested to see how we clarify. Now, in the future, you have the 2 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, and the 5 of Wands. The thing is here, this 5 of Wands is a conflict. And when I get it in the lower row, it can, for me, represent an internal conflict. You are trying to figure out how to handle this situation. Okay, with whatever's going on here in this group situation, I feel like you're figuring out how to handle it. For others of you where things are just going well, and you're not really resonating with the messages of deception or anything like that, again, this 9 of Wands is the fulfillment of a wish. And I think you've spent a lot of vital energy, precious energy, bringing something into existence, bringing a wish into manifestation here with the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. And you may just need to let loose a little bit. Like you might need to have a little bit of fun. Okay, and I'm not telling you to be irresponsible at this time, but I'm telling you, enjoy some of life's luxuries here as you have the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups, which both can be indicated. I do have to say the 9 of Cups is one of the sex cards in the tarot as well. And so we do have these challenging energies here around maybe a third-party situation that some of you may be going on that other storyline. And so it really depends. But at the end of the day here, you have a choice to make, okay? And you're at a bit of a fork in the road. as you complete this cycle. And like things are going well in one area, and then for others of you, there's a challenge in another area. So let's go ahead and see what that might be. If you're enjoying this, hit that like button, subscribe, check out my website. If you're interested in signing up for my email list, there's a link to that in the description below. And really appreciate you being here. Hope things are going well for you. So let's see what we have. All right. So you have Shaman, trust in higher forces, really like that energy. Water Guardian, connect with your emotions. And Drum, dream and journey. All right. So getting dream messages here, trying to figure out, I feel like some of you, you might even be taking a spiritual approach to a problem here at this time with these messages coming in, the Shaman, the Drum, the Water Guardian, and this idea of you taking like the back exit or taking like a clever approach to something here. Also, you know, Hierophant is like Pope energy. It can represent traditional spirituality, but I do feel like some of you are maybe calling on your guides at this time, or reaching up and trying to find an answer to a problem here at this time. Let's see what else we have. Okay, I guess we're going to take all of these. Okay, so you have in the near future, perfect timing, remain positive, and yes. Okay, so you may find out that this isn't like, there might be a suspicion even that something is a certain way, and you know, that may, you know, you may end up having that suspicion be proven wrong, because I do feel like, but if that's not the case, what's going on here is you're getting the outcome that you deserve, and it's going to happen right on time with this yes, remain positive and perfect timing. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. And this is probably going to happen pretty soon, like whatever resolution that you're trying to find here with this idea of cleverness, I feel like will happen pretty soon. So let's go ahead and keep getting some additional messages. All right. Okay, so you have the Hermit, the Eight of Wands, and the Strength card. So there is communication coming in, or in the past there has been communication that came in, okay? There could have been like a weird Mercury retrograde thing where someone hit send to the wrong person, because the Eight of Wands is communication coming in from a distance. Text messages, emails, phone calls, letters, all of those sorts of things. And you have it with the Seven of Swords. So there may have been like a weird, like a foible or whatever it's called. Like somebody might have had like fumbled or something like that here. And I get the sense that this has been like this might have even been a miscommunication, or this may have been a big turning point for you. You have this Courage card with the World and the Strength card here. Stand strong knowing that you can complete this cycle, okay? That's the message here for you. And be a courageous person at this time. Be as courageous as possible during this potentially challenging time for some of you. For others of you, you've needed to go into a place of solitude with the Hermit card to find this answer, to find this clever answer. And yeah, I feel pretty strongly about that. I also feel like some of you are becoming extremely wise through whatever happened here. You have the Eight of Swords, you have the Six of Swords, and the High Priestess. Okay, so the thing is, the High Priestess indicates secrets, okay? It indicates knowledge being withhidden from you. In this case, remember, you have to adapt the cards to the cards around it. But in this case, and, you know, it can also just say hidden knowledge, you know, something being hidden. And it's also desirability, but you have that with the Three of Swords, okay? So I do feel like something came to light here, even accidentally. I don't know why I'm just getting that. Like, there was something concealed, but it wasn't going to be concealed for too long. And that's what I get is coming through. This has taken a more of a challenging tone, and I don't love that in my readings, but I just have to read whatever comes forward. And I have to say, the past week has been challenging in these readings for whatever reason. The energy is a little bit serious at this time. And that's, I guess, just maybe where we are right now. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I'm trying to make this as positive as possible here. But the Six of Swords is someone transitioning forward, sailing to a new timeline, going to a new shoreline, going to new places, and really making a transition in their life. The Eight of Swords represents being like blindfolded to the reality of a situation, being restricted, being in a self-imposed imprisonment. You can get yourself out is the message. So let's see what else we have here. We have the Death card, we have the King of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. Something is ending with somebody. This is not, look, I don't read the Death card as literal death and dying. Same with the Ten of Swords. I don't read it like that. It's just not the way I am as a reader. And if you look into the meaning of the Death card, it's really not about death. It's not about literal death or dying. It's about transformation and rebirth. And we are talking to the Scorpio sign here. The Death card is the sign of Scorpio. And so you are ending something with someone. You are also on this path here with this Two of Wands card and trying to figure out how to kind of best deal with this big change that is happening, which is what the Death card is. It's a big change, an inexorable change, especially with the Ten of Swords here and this Five of Wands. Okay, you're fighting through the inner conflict, you're fighting through the inner turmoil, and you're figuring it out, I feel like, at this time, which is what the King of Swords would do. And I feel like you're just taking authority over your life at this moment. Ten of Wands on the bottom, that's somebody who's carrying a burden, somebody who's carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders or on their back here. And I feel like you're recognizing this. Removing this burden is really going to help you out. Okay, so that's what I feel like saying. Now let's go ahead and clarify the situation even more. All right, let's see here. Okay, so you have false person, change, occupation, thoughts, great fortune, and mature woman. Yeah, I mean, look, this is one of these other deception cards here, the false person energy that I'm seeing there. And I just get the sense that some of you have just been dealing with some energy like that with the secrets, the Three of Swords, the Seven of Swords, the Three of Cups. But look, you're thinking about how do you handle this person here. This person's thinking of the main female, which is a card in this deck. But you are thinking about how to handle this false person energy here. And at the end of the day, you're making this positive change in the right direction on how to handle this. The Great Fortune card is the best card to get in the Kipper deck. It's a positive change in fortune, luck, good situations. You're becoming extremely mature through this, or you're even if you're already mature, you're increasing your maturity here as you handle this situation. And it doesn't matter what gender you are, these are just masculine and feminine energies. Also, the Great Fortune and occupation combination is this author's combination of self-employment. And so some of you, this may have been like work related, where there may have been a deception at work, and you may just decide, you know what, I have this side hustle going, I'm going to turn it into a full-blown thing. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe, check out my website. There's a link to that in the description below. Really appreciate you. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next reading.